What's up, fight fans? Are you ready? Are you ready for a supercharged ride through the Wrestleverse? Then buckle in because it's time for the rundown. All right, on this week's rundown, we're going to be covering AEW Dynamite. So, good episode. We get to see a battle of the atoms continue. First off, Warlow almost captures the gold and gets the title. And we have a brand new women's champ. So, get ready for a bunch of spoilers. Let's get right into it. The first match of the night, we get a 6-man tag team. We have Adam Cole, of course, coming out with Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and O'Reilly, followed by Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express. You know, all the good guys. They're coming out with Adam Page. Now, this is a great match. For the most part, Adam Cole and Red Dragon did a fantastic job really isolating Luchasaurus and keeping him in the corner and pretty much shutting him down for most of this match. And it starts off, Jungle Boy, he gets some good moves, some high flying stuff, but most of this match really was just Luchasaurus in there getting beat up. You know, you see Page, he comes in, he gets a couple wallops, he starts coming around fired up, but then eventually just tags Jungle Boy back in. So this was a really good match. Like I said, very fast paced, too much to try to cover, but it was a great back and forth. We get to see, like I said, some great high flying moves from Jungle Boy, taking out Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly outside of the ring. But then, you know, they set up for this great triple moonsault. This is Page, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. They hit 3 moonsaults at the same time. Really cool stuff. So right after this, Luchasaurus gets his second win. He nails Cole with this massive super kick, puts him flat on his butt. He's just sitting there a bit dazed. He tags out. Kyle O'Reilly comes in, sets in this great leg lock, and just starts working Luchasaurus's knee down. And he starts to slow down from then on. So this is a really cool moment. Had to get a picture of this. This is a double doomsday device from Jungle Boy. Very cool. And it was nearly picture perfect. Ton of fun to watch, like I said. But unfortunately, at least for me, Adam Cole was able to squeak by a win. He hit Jungle Boy with the boom, pulled his knee strap down, and got the win. And man, they were relishing in it. And Jungle Boy was a bit salty, man. He had a bad look on his face, definitely pissed. So Adam Cole gets a little bit of bragging rights, and we go right to backstage, and we see Hobbs and Starks literally poking the bear, just talking all this trash to Keith Lee, and he has a match coming up with Caster, and Starks is just running his mouth, and he pretty much he's like, "Oh, you want to kind of run your mouth like that? You're saying, oh, you guys beat me? Was that after I slapped you like a bitch and laid you down?" Keith Lee is such a boss. I love it. So we'll get into the next match. We get this awesome tag team match with Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson versus Yuta and oh gosh, his partner. So I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but we'll keep going. It's a really good match. This is brutal. Yuta spent most of the time in this match just getting his butt whooped. I mean, he got a few good moves in here and there, but like I said, for the most part, this was just a beating. Moxley and Bryan just tagging off, handing it to Wheeler. Oh man, this was just really almost kind of tough to watch. Oh man. So like I said, guys, if you want to see a violent match, definitely check this one out. So we do get to see a couple good moves coming in. Moxley, he's just an animal. He's comes in. Bryan, just a great technician all the way through this match. And then outside of the ring, you see Moxley. He just starts eating face, man, destroying this guy's face, eating him up. Oh, so, just some really, really cool stuff. So back inside the ring, They start beating up on Yuta again. He locks in the Bulldog choke for the win. Now, after this match, Yuta's kind of walking up the ramp with the rest of the best friends who pretty much just watching, not really cheering him on through this match. And he kind of looks back and he goes back to the ring and he's in there with William and kind of points out or like puts his hand out, tries to shake his hand, and he just slaps him. And Yuta's not taking any of that. So it was definitely a funny moment. And is this a tease? Is Yuta going to be joining with Bryan Danielson and Moxley? Could be some good stuff. Let's see how this unfolds. Then we go backstage and we see FTR, and they're kind of talking about why they fired Blanchard, but they get cut off by the Young Bucks. They show up, pretty much just talking smack. And I'm not sure what's going on with this weird nose ring, earring thing that FTR has going on here, or Young Bucks have going on. It kind of looked like a booger hanging out. But anyway, yeah, you can kind of see it there a little bit, but we go right into it. You get to see Jericho, his whole new crew out there just stroking Jericho's ego. I mean, they are just taking turns talking about what a great guy Jericho is. And even Jericho starts stroking his own ego at one point. So 2.0, they're out there. And like I said, everyone's taking turns talking them up. And this whole promo was pretty lame. Like even this guy cannot talk. He looks like a fat face Zac Efron or something. I don't know. But anyway, this whole promo was pretty dumb. We'll get into the next match, which is really good. This is Warlow versus Scorpio Sky. And it's great. You see Dan Lambert. He's wearing a belt too. This guy cracks me up sometimes. he's too funny. But anyway, this match starts off and Warlow gets a big power slam right off the bat. And the tide kind of changes there for a little bit. Scorpio Sky is actually one of the first people I've seen put up a really good fight to Warlow. I mean, he was targeting his knee, really working him down and beating him up until finally Warlow sets in for the Powerbomb Symphony. He gets in 3. Then Dan Lambert, he jumps up, tries to get into this, and it was a maze. He was not shook or scared of Warlow at all. It did not matter. He goes right into that, causes a distraction. Scorpio rolls out, gets a breath. And at this point, this is when Shawn Spears comes out, 2 chairs, and causes a distraction. Out of nowhere, MJF sneaks up, smashes Warlow right into the post, face first. He is dazed. MJF, like, he skitters off like a little roach underneath the ring and disappears. Ref doesn't see this. Warlow's back into the ring. He's just completely disoriented, and Scorpio Sky sees this as an opportunity and rolls him up. Now, Warlow did lose, but he was practically fighting everybody. I mean, he was fighting American Top Team, Spears, MJF, and then after this, everybody gets into the ring and starts to try to beat him up. He ends up fighting most of them off, but kind of number games kick in, and they just kind of beat the crap out of Warlow. MJF pays off Lambert. Apparently, they had a deal backstage. So definitely really sad to see Warlow take this L and definitely get jumped by so many people, but he did a great job. So the next match of the night, we get to see the Hardy Boys. Yes, they're coming out. AEW debut as tag team. And this was a pretty quick match. They're going up against the Private Party. So Cassidy and Mark, I believe. So this is a pretty quick match, but we got to see all of the classic Hardy Boy moves. And Private Party, they did a good job really isolating Matt into the corner and beating him up for most of this match. Finally, the crowd chants, "We want Jeff." He comes in, lays out a butt whooping. They get a double twist of fate. And then, of course, finally, Jeff comes in with the great Swanton Bomb finisher. Hardy Boys take this win. But this win was short-lived. El Idio Andrade, he comes out with the rest of his guys. So you got Butcher, Bunny, and Blade. They're coming in. They surround the ring. Hardy Boys are center. And then, luckily, Darby Allin and Sting, they show up, bring in some backup, get this broken up, and send those goons up the ramp running away. So I'm sure we're going to see some more beef later on with this. And I'm excited. They announced a Darby Allin match with Butcher. So that's going to be a good one. Next match of the night. Wow. What a good one. This is the Women's Championship match. And it starts off, we get to see a mariachi band out front announcing for Thunder Rosa. She comes out just super hyped up. This is her hometown, and the crowd is just loving it, and she is loving it. So this is a cage match against Britt Baker. She comes out next, and definitely not so much the crowd favorite, for sure, obviously. And this is a cage match. So it starts off pretty crazy. These ladies really kind of go at it. Now, Thunder Rosa gets first blood, raking Britt Baker's face just across the fence, opening up her forehead. She starts bleeding straight away. During the commercial break, Britt Baker kind of switches it up a little bit. She gets some momentum. She cuts open Thunder Rosa. She brings in some chairs. The two ladies are just bleeding all over the place at this point. Now, unfortunately, Britt Baker missed a big super kick and just took this ref out. I mean, laid him flat on his ass. I don't think he gets paid enough to take a kick like that. And so the ref is out. There's no ref. Thunder Rosa sets up the big Thunder Bomb, gets like a 9 count, but there's no ref. And so finally, Aubrey comes running in to save the day. And this is right when Britt Baker gets a great slam and gets a cover, but a kick out. Then Britt Baker is just all sorts of pissed. I guess her and Aubrey have some beef. They start going at it. She actually put her hands on her. You can kind of see it off in the corner. Britt Baker grabbed her by the collar, and Aubrey was just not having that. I think she was ready to fight. So this match gets really crazy. Britt brings out all the chairs. She makes like this crazy tower of chairs, but then Thunder Rosa fights her off of the top rope, and Britt falls into that. She hits all of those chairs. She's down. She rolls out, pulls out a bag of tacks, sprays tacks all over the ring, slams Thunder Rosa into it. She's covered in tacks. And this is crazy. And Aubrey doesn't care. She's in it, counting off. She's laying in the tacks too, not phasing her one bit. So after this, we get to see a great like back and forth. Look at this. These two ladies were tearing each other apart. So Britt sets up for the lockjaw, but Thunder Rosa just starts eating fingers and not letting her. She grabs her hand and starts chewing on it. She's forced to let go. Thunder Rosa gets the big Thunder Bomb for the win, laying out Britt Baker. I mean, this was great. So it was a fire thunder driver. It was great. She got the 3 count. She is the new AEW Women's Champion, and she was elated. She was so happy, so emotional, couldn't have been happier. And this was a great show. Really, really, really good episode. Had great stuff all the way through. So here at Take It to the Ring, we like to give each fight card a fight card rating. We have 5 for Fight Forever, 4, this is awesome, 3, you still got it, 2, what, and then 1, boring, don't even bother watching it, we're going to be way better. So I think this was a great episode. I'm so happy to see the road of Rosa's revenge finally come to an end, and she is the new champion, and Britt is overthrown. So for that alone, it earns a solid 4. This was an awesome episode. On top of all the great stuff we got to see, Moxley and Bryan Danielson teaming up, 6-man tag team, Warlow really showing up. He's still going on a run. Don't worry. So if you guys like what you see here, please take a moment to like, share, leave a comment, of course, subscribe, check out our sweet merch. And for full podcast reviews on your favorite wrestling shows, check out the All Real Crew podcast. And a little bit later on this morning, you can join us with Kick Ass and Coffee, and we'll update you on all the wrestling news happening currently. But until next time, it's Billy here. Don't stop believing.